but does not crush the crush bar very much. So one thing we can do if we want to go into a heavier crush build, is we can spend a little bit less resources, but we can switch over to this guy, our Spiral Blast. This thing has half the cooldown, 12-second cooldown, compared to our Ground Pound, which is a 30-second cooldown. So we get a lot more of these out. These have that penetration stat. Also back attack. Doesn't hit as hard, but because we're going to put 10 points into it, it's still pretty reasonable. Right, so let's just drop this. Yeah, so we're going to go with our, obviously, damage to immune enemies. You can go with any of these, but this is one of the big reasons that you also want to go this way. 30% attack strength for 5 seconds is a huge buff. Really, really big. Also, this gives us sort of a 3-bar combo where we do punch into dragon uppercut. So we're going to test that out as well here. So we'll do this, and then this is just 50% more damage to targets directly in front of the attack. Not sure exactly where directly in front is. That's something we can test, but let's get a mob in here. So let's get this on our bar. Alright, so let's try this combo. Let's see how much damage... Well, first let's see how much damage just the punch does. It is a back attack. Let's try it again. Dash. God damn it. Alright, about 4,000 damage, which is pretty much what we expected. Alright, now we're going to try to get our combo off. Hopefully he'll do some nice big attack. There we go. Not sure that actually hit the back. So that dealt a total of 10k. Definitely didn't hit the back. Let's try that again. Come on. Charge. There we go. There we go, so 12,000. So, you know, that's the 4k and the 8k. Seems like the strength increase didn't actually do much for us. So I just want to test this. It definitely does work. Let's just confirm that we're getting the buff. Yep, there we go. See right here, 30% strength. Alright, so let's get a baseline on our Levant. Crit one there. That was a pretty big attack. We crit one there, still, that punch deals about 2k damage normally. Oh, cute. I missed that. Do this again. That back attack, or not, doesn't really matter. So we're at 9-9. 9-5. 9-3. Yeah, seems to be similar damage. Let's just test this against a training dummy. I should also note, by the way, that the increased damage to immune mobs still doesn't seem to work very well. But that's hopefully just a training room thing, or actually works out in the wild, or being fixed, something like that. Okay. So let's just try to get a baseline here. Something that hits once to... Final hit's 1,000. Final hit's 2k. Get our buff up. Final hit's 27. 15. Yes, that seems to be working. So that's awesome. This is another variation that you can go with. It uses less energy. So for example, in a higher mobility fight, when you can't stick on the boss with Whirlwind as effectively, you might be starved for 2-point spenders. This does do less damage, right? So we've dropped our 10k move for sort of an 8k move. Let's just verify that this guy has correct scaling. So let's back attack him again. It's about 3k. So this is about 6k, 6.5 compared to 10, right? So we definitely give up some damage in exchange for a DPS buff and eating less resource. I just wanted to go over this build. This is one of the core variants. Our other spenders aren't amazing. For a little bit more damage but less crush, you could drop Dragon Uppercut for the ground pound. Another option for full like cube running, for example, where there are fewer bosses but lots of mobs. If you do go with this build that uses the ground pound instead of the uppercut, you have some really the ground pound actually has better secondary options. Right. So our basic build is stacking damage, burn damage, extra explosion, but we can switch to freezing damage. And by the way, this freeze appears to work on like everything, at least in here. So okay, this is supposedly a boss. Ah, we didn't freeze him that time. I guess it doesn't. Sorry, it doesn't. I guess it doesn't work on end bosses. Let's just test this again. Ah, we didn't hit the right part of the move. There we go. So we can freeze even heavily armored things. We lose a lot of damage doing this. It drops from 10k to about 6.5k. But really useful against against things like things like cubes. It's nice to just have this option. You can switch out the tripod. Yeah, thought so. You can even freeze bosses. Pretty insane, right? So that's something important to keep in mind. Maybe a reason that you prefer to go with this skill. In the yeah, that really covers it. Good luck.